Today we're going to be looking at how to clean your condenser coil. Let's get into it.
Mechanics for non-mechanics.
All right, this unit just kicked off. Today we're looking at how to clean your condenser coil. Now, first thing I notice, this line right here, this is the liquid line. It's very hot to the touch, okay? So that is generally going to be an indication that this condenser coil is dirty and needs to be cleaned. So the first thing you want to do is shut off the power going to your unit. This is the breaker going to our unit, disconnect. We're going to turn that off. And I would also turn off the breaker that goes to your air handler as well. Okay, which is either in your garage or your attic, so let's go do that. There it is, we're gonna shut that off. And the reason we're doing that is because there's low voltage wires that go from the air handler to your outside condensing unit. So we wanna just turn off all wiring, okay? Next thing we're gonna do is take off these 4 screws on this grill, okay? And before we do that, actually, we're gonna open up this panel here, because you might have wires that are zip tied and need to be clipped in order to free up your motor right there. Now this is all very hot, okay? Now coming off the top, you're gonna have warm air, okay? But it shouldn't be super hot or there's probably a problem with this coil. We're gonna remove the panel. Always make sure the power's off. Okay, we're gonna take this off. You see right here we have a tie wrap, so we're going to cut that tie wrap so that it frees up the wires that are going to our motor, which in this case are going out there. Now you can cut these, but you don't cut the wire, of course, okay? You have to be very careful where you're cutting, because if you cut the wire, you're going to be in a heap of trouble. We cut that. Now let's take this top off. This is the normal way to clean a coil. You take this thing out. Okay, flip it. That gives you access to shooting water up and down those coils. So we're gonna do that, but we're also gonna take it a step further. I'm actually gonna take these panels off because I wanna hit it from the outside as well. Now you could disconnect this motor, but I just am balancing it here. It's not gonna go anywhere. So basically you just spray the coil up and down, or left and right, whatever you want to do. Try to get the whole coil. I can feel this compressor is super hot. We got this side, and we're gonna hit this side. You're just gonna go all 4 sides or all 3 sides, whatever you have. Nice and slow and do a good job. Okay, let's answer a couple questions. Should you use water or should you use some coil cleaner? I'm not against coil cleaners, but you do have to be, you do have to be careful that you don't damage your coil. So you have to look at the look at the can, whatever you buy, make sure that it's something that can be washed off or self-rinse and stuff like that. I think for your outdoor coils, it's usually just fine to use just water. Water is going to do the main damage. Some people even just put a cleaner on it to make it shine or something, which is fine, but it's generally sufficient to just use water. What are some examples of things? Why does the coil get, stuff on it? So your coil is like a vacuum sucking in from the sides and pushing out the top. So a lot of people have issues with their dryer vents. A lot of people's dryer vents are right by their condensing unit. And so that thing is constantly sucking in, and the dryer vent, when it's being used, is pushing that lint out, and that lint can easily get stuck on that coil, and then it blocks the coil. No air can get through there, and you got high pressures like I'm talking about here. Everything's hot. You're gonna destroy and damage all your parts. I've even seen certain kind of flowers or plants that give off, they get rid of like little cotton things, those things can get all over the coil. It's a problem. So look out for that as well. Let's keep cleaning. So far, we've cleaned this side and we've cleaned this side. And as you're cleaning, you're spraying with this hand, you can poke your head over the side and actually see a lot of times dirty water coming out of there. And so you know you're doing a good job. Now, if your coil is real old, like 10, 15 years old, and the coil itself is flaky to where the metal pieces are just like falling off, you might not want to clean your coil, because that thing might cause, you can cause a freon leak if somehow, you know, it pierces through and causes a leak. So if everything's flaking out, all of those fins on your coil are just falling off when you're shooting water, you might just not want to clean your coil and just wait until it's time to replace your unit. Just food for thought. Okay, so that's the basic structure of cleaning your coil. If you did just that, that would be a good job, okay? But we're gonna go a step further and actually remove these panels and hit it from the outside. If you look in on those panels and you see a bunch of junk or weeds growing in them or something, then you probably want to remove these panels themselves. It's annoying, but it's just screws, you know? It's just removing the screws, so let's do that. So these are the wires that you can pull. This is the shield, wire shield. Taking that off. Don't bend your fins, okay? Be careful with this. So unfortunately, this motor is tied in with short wires right there. So I have to actually remove these wires. I can't do it with one hand. And then I'm gonna have to rewire them. So if you did have to do that, of course, make sure that you put them in the same way you took it out. The electrical tape is so that no water gets in there. Again, of course, make sure the power is off. And make sure you take a picture of whatever way, anytime you take something out, take a picture so you can put it back. I do not recommend you try this at home. This is just what I'm doing. Now my motor is free. All right, so we're gonna take this top portion off. This is just the tail of 1,000 screws. Take it off the same way you're gonna put it back on. Look at this thing, it's growing roots in this thing. Okay, we got some wasp nests. And all this crap is packing the coil. Okay, so we're gonna go around and remove these panels. In some cases, they're different panels. This is actually all one. So it's gonna be a son of a gun to get it back on, but you will witness that. So these are set up in panels as well, or sections as well. You'll see this is the first section from here to right here. So this, I took all the screws out, I think, so this should come out. All right, so after I take these out, you'll see at the bottom of the coil all this junk. Now the coil itself, at least on this side, is not too bad on the main body of it. Maybe that's because we just cleaned it out, but you'll see up top, just grass, fuzz. You know, people are cutting the lawn and the mowers on. All that grass is coming in. And over here, same thing. Got roots growing on it. These screws are longer than these screws. So you got to remember, where did the short screws go? Where did the long screws go? Be careful not to damage these fins or coils. Okay, I think we have all the sides removed. Very carefully take this away. See, I'm keeping that in the same direction that I found it, so I don't have to think too much. I can just put stuff back. All right, let's take a look at this coil. Look at all that. That is packed right there. That coil is blocked. Air is supposed to be able to get through there. Nothing's getting through. And I've already washed it. Imagine what it looked like before. And then that is the Big Lebowski right there. Oh my gosh. Packed. Look at that. That's where the dryer lint, all kind of crap was getting on there. A picture's worth 1,000 words right there, baby. So let's get that clean. All right, so let's just start hitting this down. Try not to spray water on your electrical stuff. That crap, man, just stuck onto your coil. You can already see that thing looks 100 times better already. So that already looks so much better than when we got it. But I am going to try and see if we can go to the next step with this coil cleaner. That area right there, I'm going to see if we can get that on the back there as well. So this says condenser coils light rinse if water is available. So we'll put it on there for 5 to 10 minutes and then we'll hit it light rinse. Evaporator coils, no rinse. You want to find one of these that's a no rinse if possible. See, this says non-rinsing. That's what you want. Disconnect power, inject foam starting at the bottle. Shake it a little. All right. Is this in an up and down motion or left to right, whatever you want to do? Spray that baby down. Especially this area, like I said, that is really dirty. Let's hit the back. Give that about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, while that's doing its thing, let's go ahead and wash these grills as well. All right, let's take these roofs out. You want to block all restrictions for the airflow. All right, let's check that coil. It's been about 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna just hose that off. Hopefully a lot of that junk is gonna come off. Looks like we're getting a lot of it all. All right, what do you you guys think? You think that cleaner did anything? You be the judge. I think it did a little bit. Every little bit helps. All right, we're losing light here, so let's put this thing back together, huh? All right, breakers are on, thermostat's on, calling for cooling. Let's turn it on. We made it, still a little bit of light left. That is how you change your coil out. If you wanna know how to change your evaporator coil, watch that video. Where is it there? Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I love to respond to them. Peace.